What's up everybody, and welcome back to another video. So about 5 weeks ago I did a video about a potential new tank build, and I've definitely given it a lot more thought, and I appreciate the comments you guys made in the prior video in terms of the input I was asking in terms of where to put this tank. So I wanted to update everybody in terms of where I'm at with that potential new tank. So let me turn this thing around and I'll give you guys some, well, kind of like my stream of consciousness, let's say, in terms of this new tank. So let's do it. All right, so just kind of to do a quick review in terms of what I was contemplating. I was thinking about doing a peninsula-style tank, and just for those of you that don't know, this is my finished basement, and that's my 187-gallon display tank, and the equipment room is in here. So I've got a 75-gallon frag tank, sump equipment, what have you. So it's all a nicely finished basement here, and so I've got a lot of space down here, obviously, as you can see. So I was considering a peninsula-style tank right here, and the advantage with that would be I could go really right through this wall, similar to what I'm doing with my display tank right here. I've gone through the wall with this PVC piping, and it's allowed me to have a really nice area here in terms of the equipment. It gives me the space and what have you, and I really want to do that potentially with a new tank. So on the other side of that wall where the pool table is this room, and I showed you guys this before. It's quite a mess right in here. This is, I think, a top candidate in terms of having a sump and all the equipment in this room right here. This would be a really, really good space. So I am certainly very strongly considering this peninsula-style tank. And I came up with a different idea that I didn't talk about in the last video, but the other possibility was this part of the room, either doing a peninsula-style tank right here, or even a cube style tank, and I would have this room in here, but it's even messier. But I would need to install electrical in here. I would need to get plumbing in here, and I think it's just going to be too much of a challenge. So I've ruled that part out. I've ruled this part of the room out, and I'm focusing on this part of the room. And the new thought that I had, and again, I'd love to hear your input, is to do a lagoon-style peninsula tank in this spot. And that would be 6 foot long by 3 foot wide. And I think width, I've said this before, is so very important with a reef tank because of the aquascaping options that you would get. So 6 foot long by 3 foot wide by 20 inches tall. And I think that would be really cool. Again, I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. In terms of the stand height, I definitely would want to get some input on the stand height. I was thinking 36 inches. This stand here is roughly 36 inches. But with the lagoon style tank, should it be a little higher than 36? I don't know. So love to hear what you have to say about that. I am strongly considering using coast-to-coast custom aquariums, and I've used those guys for this tank as well as the frag tank. They're awesome tank builders. The quality is just fantastic. They deliver on the time when they say they do in terms of tanks, and that's really important to me, to be able to rely on them, to be able to count on a tank builder to build a tank. So I need to probably make a decision pretty soon, because I do not want to have a tank delivered here. I live in Vermont. It's beautiful out right now, nice and green, but it's not such a kind place in the wintertime or in the springtime. So if I get a new tank, I need to make a decision, and I think the turnaround times right now for coast to coast is 12 to 14 weeks. So I think I need to make a decision pretty soon in terms of whether I want to do this or not, because if that's the time frame, then I'm looking at late September, early October, and we can get snow here in Vermont in October. I've skied it, so I know. But so to play it safe, I would really want to be able to make a decision the next couple of weeks. So that's it. That's what I'm thinking about. That's my latest, idea in terms of this possible new tank build. And like I mentioned, I would go right through the wall with the plumbing, just like with this other tank. And I think that would make a lot of sense. In terms of the sump, the space back here, obviously I would clear all of this stuff out, but it would be a good spot. I mean, I could have a 5-foot long, 60-inch long sump in this space, and that would give me also some room for other equipment in here. It's about 3 foot wide right here. So what I'm thinking about is having a shelf built over the sump, which would also allow me to put a frag tank on top of this system, which would be great because it would be a total separate system from this, and it would be a nice backup system. So it would be completely separated from this system right here, and I think that's a smart idea. I've got the one frag tank here. I'm going to be adding another frag tank right here, and I'm going to do a video or two on that coming up. So that's pretty much it. That's what I'm thinking about. Again, please leave me your comments in the video description below. You guys had some great feedback the last time, and until then, please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and hit that subscribe button. The other thing I'll mention is that I have this great reef keeping master class. It's an online class that really goes in depth in terms of SPS dominated reef tanks. And also, if you want to check out some of my SPS premium frags, you can visit my frag store. So that's it. Until next time, I'll see you. Be well. Later.